Hello everyone, and what is going on? Hyperion-Blue-GT here for today's lap time challenge on Gran Turismo 7. The Garage RCR Honda Civic EG model is now ready to go for a time attack at Tsukuba circuit to go for the gold ejected by 1 minute 2.033 seconds is about to be ready and go FF on the drivetrain to be on the understeer. With this time attack, Civic is now being customized to be participate from the 2017 Gran Turismo Award at the SEMA show made by Philip Robles, and his son Jesse is now actually to have a very good stylish, to have a good wide body Civic is now being perfect and going to be added as part of the September 2023 update on GT7. For the regulation, settings and specified for only one tuned vehicle is about to begin and go specified to be on the car settings, and this time invalid time is about to be set on the penalty, along with the track limit is now being set on normal. After finishing on the two-part Group 3 conclusion on Dragon Trail Seaside and Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya Grand Prix track is going to be a quite double amount of earnings, along with the Gran Turismo movie on the Nissan GT-R Nismo GT3 2018 at Red Bull Ring. But glad this is going to be quite doing much more time to go and move on to have some usual road car and even car classes up to have a different challenges onto the different track. But not to mention, because for the next video, as we're about to be available to be on the Group 1 category at Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta. But in the meantime, because it still have a Honda Civic EG model, is still actually to have a very good perfect tune modification thanks to the father and son as part of the Garage RCR to be on the brand. So the BOP regulation is now being set on a low speed by 389 horsepower and weight 2,235 pounds is now being checked, and go faster to see how it takes by over a minute, depends by 1 second is now being required. So if you're new to my YouTube channel, be sure click the subscribe button, then leave a like and comment at the section down below. Check out the links on the description if you want to see more. Don't forget to click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos in the later future. Let's get ready to go and start today's lap time challenge. Let's begin. Go and start today's lap time challenge. This will be a piece of cake to go understeer for only one part of the ejected to have 3 hairpins and 1 good straightaway is now being located onto the weather radar on the forecast. Is going to be a bright and sunny day by having a few miles away from Tokyo is now being seen on the map. But what can I tell you folks, the weather radar is now being seen on the global map is now actually to be zoom in, is actually to be pinpoint right over there with the track itself. So let's get down to business and do one preparation to go on to some replay icon is now yet to be available. So let's see, just going to choose any replay icon that has a good over a minute. But maybe this will have to take a good excellent Spain Gran Turismo player is now being set by More Ray. Talk about having a 1 minute with a decimal of 0.599 seconds. But what the heck, just going to give it a go and see how it feels. This take 1 over a minute is going to be a bit more challenging to have a good focusing time by beat in 2.033 seconds. Alright, everything's all set. Limitation is going challenging to avoid any further mistake that will be ends up in the result of invalid time. But very good strong understeer FF that brings out to have over 375 horsepower, because it could be considered to be at 389 horsepower according to the performance is now actually by default. But very fast, very good and retro style JDM car from the 1992 Honda Civic is now actually to have a good wide body modification made by the father and son itself to be part of the Garage RCR brand. But much more fine professional tune car, because that will be preferred to have a nice Honda Civic EG base model to be considered as a road car. But this one is a professional tune car that could be very more challenging to have the first step to be at Tsukuba circuit. So the first lap will go for the warm-up, going straight. 10 seconds will go on the sprint. Okay, a bit more challenging, more harder, and stay on the DualShock 4. Okay, so that's 1 minute, 3.076 seconds. Go on lap number 2 and see how this will have to go for doing a one piece of cake. That's hairpin 1 on the first turn. Go around on turn 2 and 3. Early brake. And go on the inside. Okay, that's a good sector 1 cleared. Moving on in sector 2. That could be a bit more challenging, just like driving in the Audi TT 2014. Okay, gonna have to pull the throttle. 0.2 seconds is on the range. Come on, just gonna go characteristic because that will have to go for a cool vibration. Okay. Just gonna keep dancing and beat that EG Civic to go step in, and momentarily to have this challenge is gonna be a bit more invalid for only a 1 amount of penalty. So, this challenge is going to be a very more serious to see how you can handle without any mistake to avoid going off the track. So that's second lap to be checked and go penalty on the third lap. So note this out, folks. Always gonna have to be prepared yourself in order to do that. To go up onto the gold medal objective is gonna be a bit more impossible. Now I'll have to skip on to be proceed in lap number 4 in order to get out of the mess alive. But it'll have to take a few workouts and more endurance that you might need to keep going and do some wide open to be around on the length of the track. Understeer is the key of practice that you might need to keep a good amount of paces until you have to get a fresh start. So gonna have to keep going and pull the torque on the first hairpin at turn 1. Okay, hairpin 2, careful, and try to make your way onto the inside by the chance. Very fine, good to see how Atomic Tech EG Honda Civic is actually to be put up to have a nice set of the compact wing spoiler is now very good to be used. So you'll have to get back up on to 0.3 seconds to go increase. Much more fine, impressive, and go for the final turn. Characterize and push that FF into the limit. Okay, that's 1 minute, 2.492 seconds. Okay, gonna have to keep a good extra careful not to take too much speed before approaching on turn. That could be a bit more challenging in order to do that. Okay, gonna have to stay on the second gear, going up and do that apex that you have to keep practice. Okay, go for the brake on hairpin 3. Almost there, just to have a mandatory warm-up in session. Okay, a bit more challenging. Always gonna have to keep a good monitor check lookout. Alright, early brake in and go on the perfect line to do the second. Right pass in. Oh, so far so very close. Well, I thought this was supposed to be easy, but intermediate is going to be on the yellow zone for myself. Come on, let's see how this puppy can do. It's still being popular for only one JDM car to have one actual nice body style modification. A bit more stable, but the torque is always trying to keep it distracted away. Okay, second gear is slowing down to go increase a bit. There you go. Just going to pull through onto my ghost car and stay at it. Still got a lot of more upper hand advantage from my previous lap record. This could get way much more harder than it looks. Okay, looks like 7 lap cleared. Go for number 8. Oh, I'm still very close. I almost had that ghost car on the front. That means that could take few practice and go down to do some exit strategy. Okay, going to decrease a bit. Gonna have to stay caution. Third hairpin, slam it in, and harder on the right. The final corner is always meant to be very tricky, but it's no longer a road car. A tuned car that could be capable to be specified to have a time attack event is now currently to be used on any other racetrack. So, update record on 2.429 seconds by over a minute. Gonna have to keep it up and keep trying until I'll have to get it right to have that gold record in time on the ejected. Okay, gonna have to stay on the tightrope. Just tame the EG Civic and then it'll have to go on free opening. Okay, still around and different time on the decimal. Okay, looks like just gonna do the same pattern. Looks like that could be a bit more harder than it looks. Just gonna switch to a better view to get back in. Okay, 10 minutes to go around. Looks like 10th lap is doing well. Just going to give me something. Apparently, the torque is still going around in maximum. Okay, here comes the 11th lap. Braking on turn 1 is a bit more pushing up the limits and coming around to have the throttle to be pushing up on the pace. Still got it, and keep pushing on the chase. Okay, deaccelerate, go reacceleration again. Okay, that could be a poor sloppy move on the third hairpin. But unless a few more chances and go torque speeding up at the short straightaway towards the final turn is going to save it later. Okay, that's 2.422 seconds by the update, still in a minute and 2 seconds around. Okay, here I go. 12th lap. It also comes down to this and finishing up on the first session until go harder again on session 2. A bit more braking could be a bit more challenging distraction to see how you can handle to be mastered with the EG Civic, because in the result ends up in silver by exactly in the decimal of 0.422 seconds by a minute and 2 seconds around the clock. But one session is now being added up onto 16.9 miles and go down on the result. For having few number of sectors by 1, 2, and 3, this will have to be put up to be scrolled down to be seen on the highlighted green. In sector 1 on the 11th lap, that would be doing good and well improved by 24.182 seconds. As for sector 2, 27.426 seconds, and for the third sector, 10.546 seconds might need to have a few requirements to be mastered on the final corner will be a bit more challenging and go hard on the right when using in the FF drivetrain layout. But it seems to be very good, but it needs to do a little bit more hard work in order to get up onto the gold medal. So comparison to top cars on the first attempt is now being stationed at 3.64%. Is going to have to take a few more percentage on the decimal to be yet remaining until it needs to be going up at least by minus 0.5 seconds that will have to be added up onto the replay. So just going to save for only one part, and second, we'll have to do the last until I'll have to get back again until I'll have to grab and choose a different challenge lap time from different Gran Turismo player. On to the next session by 20 minutes later, currently to be arrived on the 20th lap and still barely tried to go up higher to be updated on my current record, has still remained on the silver. I just really need to keep focusing and get up closer onto the gold level position on the rank. First hairpin clear, now it's going in on hairpin number 2 by focusing and catch up to the main ghost car. First sector check, gonna have to take a good right-foot turn on the corner to go up and have turn number 5 and 6 to be double checked until the hairpin number 3 will have to go for having a main cue by pulling out on the understeer. Got to keep it center and calculate and go for the minus on 0.146 seconds. There you have it. Gonna have to go closer on the short straightaway. Here comes the final corner. Gonna have to pull out the brake and mark on sector 3 to get closer onto the main ghost car by the possibility we'll have a chance to stay remain by 0.1 seconds, and there it goes. Solid fine work and update for my record in a minute 1.885 seconds has now been well excellent to go hard effort as the stage of endurance. Now that's what I call practice. We'll always have to get it right and have a total time by almost 21 minutes. So there you go, current record to be updated, and here is my best time to go down by the result that you guys really might need to pause this to have a good look to be highlight on the green. And there you go, folks. After 20 laps to go all out grueling endurance to have the main part of the goal ejected, we'll have to change the plans to go in about a minute. 1.8 seconds is now going to be placed, adding up by 85 seconds around in the decimal time by comparison to top cars in about 2.87% in 14,401st place on the position. But very good to have a good updated record in 0.964 seconds by around in a minute and 1 seconds. But already got the replay to be saved, and the regular itself is now being put up to have the main part to be changed by every hour. So let's find out and wait until the ranking registration will end in about 2 hours. 6 minutes left until the next day. We'll go proceed by Thursday by the final outcome. So the gold medal stays in the right place. Just to have a minor update is now currently to be stationed to be received to have 2 million GT credits as always. 14,483rd place is now being stopped before at the end of Thursday before moving on, and Friday is now being priored. So at the time, because going up to get back onto 13 million credits, and then the next lap time challenge is going to be having a Vision Gran Turismo we'll be using with a Lamborghini Lambo B12 Vision GT at Circuit de Sandy Caloric Speed course layout. Just to have another 2-week duration is still yet to be available, along with 2 events on the Honda Racing EMS Fastest Attack 2023 at Nürburgring and Suzuka Circuit by challenge class, and under 17 is now being required to enter. But speaking of which, only one previous lap time is still yet to be available on Road Atlanta for the Group 1 category, so I'll have to be scheduled to be proceed to be later on in the next video, as I'm about to wrap this up at the end. Thank you for enjoying watching the video on Gran Turismo 7. I hope you enjoyed. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, then click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. Don't forget to check it out on any social media platforms like Deviant Art, Twitter, Instagram, GT Planet, and more for my own image artwork like UDRS livery, Total Drama fan art with card liveries, and more whenever you're welcome at any time. I'll be seeing you guys next time on Gran Turismo 7, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.